Tadi aku mau ngapain ya? Oh iya, kesini. I did my work. All right. Yeah, so much better. Am I streaming right now? Oh, it's streaming. Oh, yeah. Dama still wait. Wait, what? Huh? Eh? Huh? Eh? What happened? No. Yeah. Nge-share. Nyet. Kembalikan. Ya, pinyik. Yeah. Well. What do we have here? Is it you? Is it me? Is it somebody else? If I could begin to be, how about you think of me? I would do about anything. I would even learn how to love. When I see the way you are. Iya kakak, makasih udah share ya. Makasih udah share. Something done that's right by you. I could do about anything. I would even learn how to love like you. Love like you. Love like you. Gimana kabar, Mbak? Kabar baik. Cuman agak lapar aja. Tadi siang udah makan dan harus makan lagi. Cuman ya makan mamam tapi gendut. I always ada yang namanya miskin induced diet. Jadi kok kamu kurusan? Iya aku miskin. Miskin induced diet. I always thought I might be, but now I'm sure that it's true. 'Cause I think you're so good. And itu tumpah. And I'm nothing like you. Look at you go, I just adore you. I wish that I know what makes you think I'm so special. La la la, la 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 la, la 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 na. Wait, mana yang putih? Putih kecil. Doko ni ikimasta. Putih kecil. What is that? The small white. This is supposed to be like small white. Where is it? It's supposed to be a lot of them here, but that's weird. It's supposed to be a lot of them here. Lupa taruh lagi. Mana aku taruhnya? Yang pasti nggak jatuh. Pasti nggak jatuh dan nggak di sini. Mana? Lah kok hilang? Lah, preben. Lah kok hilang? Kok hilang? Kok hilang? Gimana ini aku nggak bisa ngerjain kalau nggak ada yang itu. Loh, gimana ini? Lip ini kan warna ini ungu. Oh, ini nih, ada nih. Goblok. Aduh, Livint. Live there. Livint. How are you? Ini yang putih ada di sini. I always thought I might be bad. Now I'm sure that it's true. 'Cause I think you're so good. And I'm nothing like you. Look at you go. I just adore you. I wish that I knew what makes you think I'm so special. La la la. La 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 la. By the way, aku mau absen dulu dong. Siapa aja di sini? Internationally still bli 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 bli. La 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 la. Hah? Emangnya kenapa? Kan aku udah settingnya bagus. Hah? Hah? Gak nyangka lah live-nya malam. Emang malam. Belakangan ini aku tidurnya malam terus. Absen gimana ya? Absen aja. Kamu telinga kenapa? Kan nothing happen. I would do about anything. I would even learn how to love. When I see the way you act, wondering when I'm coming back. I would do about anything. I would even learn how to love like you. Love like you. Love like you. I always thought I might be bad. Bercanda salah Osamu. Anjay ya, anjay. Anjing. Apaan sih Osamu? Aneh-aneh aja. Jangan aneh-aneh sama Sili. Jangan aneh-aneh sama Sili. Wow. I knew what makes you think I'm special. Udah mulai kehabisan yang ini, yang ungu panjang. I always thought I might be bad. Now I'm sure that it's true. 'Cause I think you're so good. And I'm nothing like you. Look at you go. I just adore you. I wish that I knew what makes you think I'm so. Gimana dong Oleng tadi baru suguhan sesuatu tadi? Hah? Disuguhin apa? Oh, yang itu. Daun. Itu. Daun. Apa? Ini kenapa beda sebelah? Padahal ini benar. Benar 1, 2. I was doing it correctly. Oh, right. I would do about anything. I would even learn how to love like you. Love like you. Love like you. I always thought I might be bad, no, sure that it's true, 'cause I think you're so good, and I'm nothing like you. Look at you go, I just adore you. I wish that I knew what makes you think I'm so special. Tahu apa bang? Bang, Koceng nggak komen. Koceng, kita sih beberapa hari lagi akan selesai. Paling cepat 2 hari sih. Paling cepat 2 hari kayaknya. Because I'm doing this slowly, like very slowly. Come on. By the way, aku udah ada ini sih. Udah ada apa namanya? Stuff. Biasa ngerakit bang. Biasa. Meow. I would never learn how to love like you. Love like you. Love like you. I always thought I might be bad. Now I'm sure that it's true, 'cause I think you're so good. Tangannya nanti aja deh, badannya dulu ya. Tangannya pokoknya sampai angka 15 ini. Habis itu kita ngerjain tangan, semua tangan kanan, tangan kiri, semua gitu. Jadi badan semua. Baru nanti pas udah ini dia bakalan nyambung di nomor 17 atau 18. Antum beneran tidak tahu apa pura-pura? Hah? Aku nggak ngerti. Kalian ngomongin apa sih? Look at you go, I just adore you. I wish that I knew what makes you think I'm so special. La la la, 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 la la. Na 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 na. Cekil, hah? Apa sih? Aku nggak ngerti deh. Kalian ngomongin apa sih? Wait, mouse-nya hilang kemana? Sekarang mouse-nya hilang kemana? Jauh amat mouse-nya hilang. Jauh amat mouse-nya hilang. Unique channel? A drama channel? Oh! Huh? 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 Super chat? Huh? Apa sih? Apa sih? Ih! Ah. Hah? Apa sih? Hey! Hey! Ada! The fuck? What the fuck happened? Tell me! Nggak ada super chat. Gagal lulus Lusil. Ya kan emang belum ada super chat karena belum monetize. Mau gimana? Belum dapat surat cinta dari YouTube. Mulai emosi. Iya. Mulai emosi lah, apa sih? Apa sih? Ih, kalau kayak gini aku berhenti stream dah. Males. Kembali hiatus dan kembali dalam 2 bulan. We'll be back in 2 months. Hah? Hah? Cing, kenapa sih Cing? Is something happen like from the viewer side? Apakah ada yang terjadi dari viewer side? Is it viewer? Ya tahu. Dia nggak bisa ini kan, dan satu-satunya cara dia nggak ini ya palingan nggak donate dari traktir. That's the only way, but they cannot. Ha. Mereka kan komunitas caper Indonesia, jadi untuk apa ditanggapin? Untuk apa ditanggapi? Tulisan dari caper Indonesia. Udah pernah datang ke streamku udah beberapa kali sih, kayaknya dia juga udah subscribe, maybe I don't know. Nggak tahu cara ngecek apakah orang tuh subscriber atau enggak. Kalau misalkan udah bisa chat terus subscriber sih, ya nggak sih? Kalau udah ini harusnya udah subscriber nggak sih? Lapar guys. Ya makan, kata dia waktu aku makan dibilang kok makan, kok nggak building lah, makan dulu. Apa GoFood lagi apa? Cek. Beneran pesan makanannya apa gimana? Bram. Okay, this is the next step.
Matters of public business. CEO James Warren is involved in SA cover-ups. His best friend McCoy Hill, who also happens to be Mr. Beast's secret chief operating officer.
That's weird.
And I want to touch on the man himself, Jimmy Donaldson. Mr. Beast is very publicly transparent, engaging in
Turut bodas. Mau kucing kalau mau aku mau aku pengen bikin kayak karena aku punya banyak banget Lego. Like I was thinking to make people come to like a cafe or something just build Lego together. Oh, allegedly. Maybe I need to like open. By the way, aku lagi nonton apa sih Rosana Pansino. I'm very invested in Mr. Beast's drama right now.
People came out corroborating a story, and then ultimately Jimmy ended up apologizing and offering him $190,000. Which to me, I think is most likely an admission of guilt. You know, you don't apologize for things that you didn't do. So anyway, I just want to get that out of the way. But what's not allegedly is that James Warren was the former COO of acquisitions of a real estate investment firm called Greenstone Ventures LLC, which is one of the businesses listed in this indictment of his former business partner, Joshua Hutchins, who was sentenced to 10 years in prison for running a real estate Ponzi scheme.
Ponzi schemes are great up until they just go bust.
So before
I won't touch too much on these specific allegations because I know that they're still doing some digging, but these are awful. If this James Warren is the James Warren CEO, Jimmy's cousin, that is running Mr. Beast, a lot of things are making more sense. And if the date at the bottom of these documents is accurate, 2022, this is only a couple years ago. Just in general, I think that this shows a lot of like-minded people hanging out.
Again, that's my opinion, that's all allegedly. Now on to his alleged best friend, LaKoya Hill. They both went to UNC Chapel Hill together.
Allegedly.
And they both, after graduating, got into real estate. But by 2017, LaKoya Hill was running an adult entertainment event business.
Okay, so LaKoya Hill is good friends with James Warren, who is Jimmy, Mr. Beast's cousin, and the CEO. So he hires him as a producer. This is the first job that he has at Mr. Beast. For those of you who don't know, they all live really close to each other. Even James Warren and Jimmy Donaldson, Mr. Beast, they live on the same street.
Our party evolved into this place where, you know, you have the drag queens, the muscle daddies, the bears, the twinks, the like posh boys.
Now I'm all for personal freedoms. I believe that should be able to do whatever they want. However, I
ran out of
question
these.
what qualified the sort of go-go
turun
dance
aja.
drag daddy of San Francisco for a job producing YouTube content for children. But, you know, it'd also be weird if Mr. Beast hired Johnny Sins as the janitor, I guess. It's not the real issue, though. The issue is that
In late 2021, he was allegedly fired for sexually assaulting his assistant. Now I put fired in quotation marks because he was actually quietly moved to the dubbing company, which was Unilingo at the time.
Before we go any further, I just wanted to let you know that I reached out to some former Mr. Beast employees to get their thoughts on LaQuia Hill, and they said very similar things to what's in this video. And I had been talking to them way before this video came out. This has been brewing for a very long time.
Email, links back to him, links to these photos, one of which was the profile picture for his YouTube channel, which also after my first video, his YouTube channel mysteriously got deleted.
Hold on here, hold on here, hold on, more deleting.
And at some point his Twitter also got deleted. I don't know if that's when he sexually assaulted his assistant. I don't know if that's after my first video got posted. Either way, Booty Call Wednesdays are canceled. He was actually—
No, not Booty Call Wednesdays. They're my favorite day of the week.
Brought back to Mr. Beast in 2023 after sexually assaulting his assistant prior.
Whoa, hold on, I gotta write this down.
Back to Mr. Beast in 2023 after sexually assaulting his assistant prior, and promoted to Chief Financial Officer.
Oh, he corrected it on the screen. Chief Operating Officer, COO.
Which is how I personally was introduced to him. Here's some evidence from the internal Slack channel at Mr. Beast showing LaQuia Hill acting in some COO capacity, saying there's news reporters outside, do not engage with them. This was shortly after the Time magazine article came out.
I'm really glad that he mentions the articles. I'll link to a bunch of them down below in the description, and I would just encourage you to read them. They're very in-depth. They have a lot of info in there, especially reading them with a new perspective. They're very eye-opening.
So here I have a document showing testimony from former Mr. Beast employees talking about LaQuia Hill. When I say verified former Mr. Beast employee, I had them send some form of proof. I know who some of these people are. They just want to remain anonymous, but you know, I'm willing to share this with like an independent third party if it needs to happen. Personally, I don't think Mr. Beast is going to deny sort of this LaQuia Hill story that I'm going to show you. But here's the first testimony, and I'll say this person is especially credible in my opinion.
I really like that he's touched on this because a lot of people don't understand why people don't just come forward and speak up. A lot of the reason is because they're under NDAs, and NDAs usually, I'm not a lawyer, but I'm going to go check with mine, usually don't cover when the company or an individual at the company asks you to do something illegal or that is illegal. There's a lot of things that they don't cover, but it's kind of a scare tactic, and a lot of people fear this piece of paperwork and don't speak up. And the verified contestants that I've been talking to said that their NDA for the Beast Games is $500,000 per infraction. So because the number is just so big, they're just too nervous to speak up. They want to share their experiences, they want to share what happened to them, but they're afraid of the NDA. Just because you sign an NDA does not mean they can treat you however they want.
Is especially credible in my opinion. I asked them, did you see or hear of any sexual misconduct at the company? They say yes. LaQuia Hill, the current COO. In 2021, he had an assistant named victim's name. I heard LaQuia acted very inappropriately with victim, booking hotel rooms with only one bed, walking around in his underwear, having victim come to his house and showing him his sex toy collection. Just in general, LaQuia made victim uncomfortable. Victim started complaining to higher-ups and a report got written. LaQuia was put on paid leave for like a month. Then Mr. Beast moved him to the dubbing company and he was hired back in 2023 and was promoted to COO, even though Jimmy, James, and Sue 100% know his history. Also, I heard that when victim was let go, he was given $30,000 in severance.
There's some severance.
I could get you victim's number. I don't know if he'd talk. I respond, yeah, that'd be great. Also, is there proof he moved to the dubbing company? I could look. It was the original dubbing company called Unilingo. Mr. Beast practically forced them to hire LaQuia, and then they poached Unilingo's employees and copied their whole business and created Creator Global. Verified employee number 2. Asked them the same question, have you heard of any sexual misconduct at the company? They say yes. I don't know how to spell their name, but LaQuia, something like that. He was brought in last year after having not worked there for a year or so at a very high level. I respond, LaQuia Hill. They say the reason he had been asked to leave previously is that he had sexually harassed someone that still worked at the company when he was brought back.
I feel like drama YouTuber is more reliable than kayak
And
insert or
people
something
often
kayak
talk
gitu.
about LaKoya making them very uncomfortable on shoots. Verified employee number 3. I'm looking into more accusations of sexual misconduct at the company, wondering if there's anything you could corroborate.
Drama
Have you heard of anything about
YouTube
LaKoya
is
Hill?
so much
They respond, the
more
old gay
fun.
guy who likes to bang 18-year-old straight employees? Yeah, I've heard of him. Anything non-consensual to your knowledge? I heard he got in trouble for hooking up with his 18-year-old straight assistant, but the company kept it quiet from what I heard. He's a producer and worked in the adult entertainment before Mr. Beast. Yeah, LaKoya Hill Entertainment, I heard he was fired for sexual harassment, then brought back a year later. That's what I heard too. Employee number 4. Do you know who LaKoya Hill is? Yes. And you're aware of the case that has been covered up for some time. Explain. Essayed multiple people, apparently roofied multiple people as well. Verified employee number 5, I'll also say this person is especially credible, but they worked there a while ago, like 2020, 2021, around then. Okay, few things. LaKoya sexually assaulted his assistant who was straight and LaKoya was gay. You probably already know that, but James is best friends with him, so holy shit was that surprising that they kept him around way longer than they should have. There were reports of him making the assistant sleep in the same room / bed with him on trips, touching him inappropriately, and dangling his job in front of him. Employee number 6, did you hear anything about LaKoya Hill? I heard that incident happened, I heard they let him go, and I heard they brought him back and just put him in a different department. And I don't know, but I think he's working there again.
So he's hired as a producer, then alleged sexual assault happens, and instead of firing him, they move him to another branch of the company called Unilingo, the dubbing company, and then they move him back to Mr. Beast as the COO. That is Chief Operating Officer. You basically have your hands and eyes on everything. Mr. Beast is supposed to be a family-friendly company. He sells candy bars to kids, and he's just launched a toy line at Target. His audience are youth, they are children, and he markets himself as a family-friendly company. He has executive-level employees not being held accountable and moving them around like a dirty Catholic church priest. Like, this is gross. There is also a whole story with the company Unilingo, and let me know in the comments if you'd like to learn more about that. I feel really bad for them because LaKoya Hill was basically forced on them to work there. I feel bad, and it might be interesting to do a deep dive because I feel like Jimmy ripped off and tore apart Unilingo, which wasn't created by Jimmy. That was created by someone else.
Now, recently, Mr. Beast has let LaKoya Hill go. They had this sort of leaked email where they say, therefore, along with Jeff Hausenbold, our new president and COO.
I said this on Twitter, but I do not think that this looks like a leaked document. In my opinion, I don't think he wrote this. This memo was also leaked right after he hired that big fancy crisis management company. So in my opinion, they wrote this, slapped his name on it, and it was their first attempt to rebuild the public image.
Right, alluding to the fact that LaKoya Hill is no longer working there. Now, I have been open with Mr. Beast about the fact that I was going to cover LaKoya Hill. This is a single frame in my first video where I reference LaKoya. He's also in my Twitter header. And I've also just told people who work at Mr. Beast that they have to let LaKoya Hill go. So they did what I wanted and let him go, right? Well, just on a whim, I decided to look into the Creator Global LinkedIn, and it had gone private to where everyone just shows up as a LinkedIn member, right? But I saw this, L, LinkedIn member, president of Creator Global. I thought, you know what, that's a little suspicious. So I reached out to one of my connections close to Mr. Beast and I said, hey, can you look into this account for me? Because sometimes if you have connections, you can see private LinkedIn accounts. And this is what they saw. LaKoya Hill listed as the current president at Creator Global. No work history between graduating
like
UNC
another
in May
15 to
2001
20
and
minutes?
becoming the president at Creator Global in 2024. Dude, this is like the 3-cup game where you gotta like keep track of the pets and rate this as Mr. Beast just moves them between companies.
They just sort of kept moving them around. You know, like those killer whales at SeaWorld? After it kills a trainer, they'll then move it up to Seattle. They don't give them their background.
Because I heard, Mr. Beast or James Warren forced Unilingo to hire LaKoya as sort of part of their partnership without, sending them the report on his alleged sexual misconduct at the company. I also have a voice memo from James Warren showing that they told Unilingo to process a $28,000 bonus for LaKoya, which there's definitely something suspicious going on with that.
Hey buddy, it's James. Sorry to be bothering you. I've done my absolute best not to bother you. But LaKoya had presented a bunch of stuff to me and Jimmy a little bit ago. All really great stuff. But he had asked me and Jimmy personally, he's like, hey, can I have a $28,000 bonus for work I did in the past? And I'm like, yeah, of course, man. And the reason for that is I had brought him up to my level, and I don't take bonuses. So for like 2 years, he didn't get any bonuses when our guys were getting like crazy percentage bonuses. I need a favor. Sue cannot process this bonus through Beast. I need a solid. Can you please process a 28K bonus for LaKoya? Let me know. Bye.
Sus. We're getting on the sus bus. Sue is Jimmy's mother, who's in charge of all the finances at the company. Why can't Sue process a payment for LaKoya Hill through Beast? And also, James Warren says that he brought LaKoya up to his level. James Warren is at the very, very top. He is the secret CEO of the company, and LaKoya was the COO. Those are both executive level positions at Mr. Beast.
Then they used LaKoya to try to steal Unilingo's business, poach their employees, take their clients, and then Mr. Beast launched Creator Global, where LaKoya Hill is currently listed as the president. So that's LaKoya Hill. And that's just what I can put on the record. I will say that if Mr. Beast tries to deny this, more evidence will be brought to light, and more people will definitely come out defending me, saying, hey, this is true, these allegations are true. This is all true, allegedly, in my opinion, for legal reasons. Okay, now let's move on to the man himself, Jimmy Don.
Okay, jeez, there's more. Oh, and I really don't want to look at this. Can we like put a penguin over this or something?
First, I'll show this testimony from another former Mr. Beast employee just to show sort of the work culture, especially from a female's perspective. She says, on my very first day, I was told to avoid being alone in a room with certain people in positions of power. At least once a week, I was subjugated to inappropriate questions and conversations. Once a male coworker asked me what I would do if Jimmy assaulted or harassed me. On another occasion, this same coworker said it wasn't fair that women could just decide a past sexual encounter wasn't consensual. Many of the men I worked with would make assault and jokes on a daily basis. They would scream and hit walls when they got upset. The minute any woman leaves a room, they would talk about if/how they would fuck her. I've heard men comment on female contestants' bodies many times. Not everyone behaves this way, but no one openly speaks out against it in fear of losing their job. If you complain about any of this, you'll be shamed for being too sensitive or just ignored. You can't take anything to HR either because Jimmy's mom runs it. It's pretty common for people to essentially get paid to leave and stay quiet if they make enough noise about something. There is no employee handbook, by the way. If you ask for one or what the company's policies are, they just tell you to ask them and they'll let you know if anything is against the rules. But again, there's nothing in writing, which is true. The leaked document is just the production manual. Not given to all employees.
The document that I shared on my YouTube channel was the leaked production manual. If this is true, I find it odd that a company this size doesn't have an employee handbook. I even have an employee handbook, and I'm a very small company. That is odd, but it seems to be par for the course here. I think it's inappropriate that his mom runs whatever HR they have, because if people come in with complaints against her son, what is she gonna do? Put Jimmy in timeout? She's always gonna side with her son. That's her son. There's a lot going on in this message, and a lot of what's in here has been confirmed to me by other people in the past.
They just tell you to ask them and they'll let you know if anything is against the rules, but again, there's nothing in writing, which is true. The leaked document is just the production manual. Not given to all employees. Here's another testimony. This person will go on the record. This is Jess, who accused Ava Chris Tyson of sexual assault. I think her case has been sort of mostly ignored because she wasn't a minor when it happened. But she was a Mr. Beast employee, and you can see in her evidence, in her communications with the company, the clear signs of a cover-up. You can see them threatening her with legal action and emails and saying oh, we're gonna have a law firm investigate this. Well, they had one firm do an internal investigation, McGuire Woods LLP, the same law firm that sent me my first cease and desist. But then they hired, I guess, Harvey Weinstein's legal team, allegedly, to re-review everything. So I guess they weren't happy with the results of the first internal investigation. Also, yeah, this new law firm, Quinn Emanuel, Mr. Beast has worked with them previously.
I've honestly lost track of how many investigations are going on at Mr. Beast, but in all honesty, I don't think that they will ever share the real results of those investigations, what they actually found.
Allegedly, to internally investigate LaKoya Hill's sexual misconduct. So why don't you make that report public, Jimmy? Anyway, here's Jess's testimony. I only hung out with Jimmy a handful of times, but he definitely was a little more reserved around me because I wasn't a part of his inner circle, or the boys club as it's called. I did hear Jimmy straight up say that the guy making a documentary on him right now has footage of him saying stuff that would absolutely get him canceled. It's just a well-known thing the boys club is misogynistic and looks down on women in the company despite what they might say publicly. Behind closed doors, the women in the company know that the culture is a problem. I have heard multiple stories of Jimmy being directly informed of SA happening at the company and proactively working to keep it quiet, so Jess directly implicating Jimmy in the SA cover-ups. LaKoya with an 18-year-old straight assistant, so she's one of the people corroborating that story. Ava told Jimmy about a time she was SA'd by another talent member on a private jet, and talent members / employees making advances towards contestants was a regular occurrence.
I don't know if you guys are hearing this or missing this, but Ava, Jimmy's best friend, was allegedly essayed by another talent on a private jet, and they didn't do anything about it. And for the record, I am not defending Ava Chris Tyson in any of those actions that individual did. I do not agree. I am not down with that. Who is this other talent? Because talent is the term he uses for his inner circle of friends.
Yeah?
And I'm very curious.
SA. Sexual assault. Sialan banget, itu ada uang parkirnya. Itu Gojek loh, GoFood kok ada uang parkir, nyebelin, ngeselin.
Want to know.
The reason all of this was able to happen for so long is because Jimmy is deeply misogynistic and only respects what he considers to be traditional women. He pushed those values into the company when he created it, and it resulted in several SA allegations we know about, and probably a lot more we don't know yet. Which I will say, a lot of the SA allegations are...
If this is true, I don't think an investigation is going to be enough to fix the problem. I think you're going to have to clean house.
Not public. Like, man, just fire James Warren and LaKoya Hill. Fire them, don't just move them around. Or I'm going to start dropping nukes. Anyway, I'm going to move Maddie Spadell away from all this. I just want to touch on this briefly. So Maddie Spadell, who's Mr. Beast's very public ex-girlfriend of 2.5 years, posted this on her Instagram story. She doesn't mention Jimmy by name. It's sort of vague. I think probably either because she's under an NDA or maybe she's just testing the waters to see how people respond before sharing more information. But also it's like not that vague if you have reading comprehension and can read context clues. She says she spent years being quiet, never acknowledging that time in her life. 19 to 21 are formative years. Impacted how she saw herself and how she trusted men. Months of therapy. She says how he treats other women will ultimately be how he treats you. So how does Jimmy treat other women?
I don't really get along with women. I don't really get along with women. I don't really get along with women. Well, women are stupid because they're inferior to men.
That when she and a group of contestants who were menstruating during the event had asked the production staff about getting their underwear more quickly, she had been told that it was not a medical emergency.
You'll never actually respect women,
Udah
but just
datang
act
nggak,
like
makanya
you respect
belum.
them.
My God.
Mr. Beast withheld my birth control. I have ovarian cysts. You can't just stop taking birth control.
I don't really get along with women.
So those are clips from the podcast that I call his Unhinged podcast, where he expresses a lot of his feelings and opinions about a lot of issues that I do not think are healthy. I'll just leave it at that.
Also in this podcast, Jimmy goes on to talk about his relationship with his current girlfriend, Tia, in very weird ways, in my opinion.
For us now, like an idea of a date is just to like take an IQ test and then study and see if we can get it higher. An idea of a date is just to like take an IQ test. And then she was like, I'm an author. And I was like, fuck yeah, good. She has a hobby, and then I just DM'd her. I was like, oh, so your book, can I read it? She sent it over, read the whole book, and it was just like acting like it was the greatest book ever. I don't really get along with women.
It's all of our jobs to protect our friends, our moms, our wives, our sisters, our daughters, ourselves from people like that. That's a pretty clear statement, if you ask me. Now, I almost feel like there's been a campaign against Maddie Spadell to discredit her before she's even shared any information. A lot of like clout chaser and gold digger allegations. I'll say this is also from that Rolling Stone article. They referenced the breakup. The reporter says, you know, Maddie Spadell, who's appeared in a handful of videos, those in Mr. Beast's inner circle told me that Spadell had been a positive influence, forcing Donaldson to prioritize work-life balance more. Donaldson did not want to comment on the record about the breakup, citing Spadel's privacy, yet Chris Tyson, says Donaldson's singular focus on work was a major contributing factor. I think that's what he's going to be looking for next. Somebody who can match his obsession with business and money and all that kind of stuff. So not a bad word.
So the people who I've talked to who knew Maddie, they have said that she's very sweet. This is actually a clip from one of the articles that I read in a previous video on my channel. And again, I'll be linking that article down below because there's just a lot of information in there that if you reread it with fresh eyes, kind of starts to jump out at you.
To be said about Maddie Spadel from Jimmy or the people in his inner circle, which is pretty unusual of an ex-girlfriend. I'll show some of the brain dead media coverage headed by Cuckstar and his news organization Drama Alert. So here's just one of his many posts about Maddie, a thread of every time Mr. Beast's ex-girlfriend allegedly shaded him, downplaying the clout-chasing claims against her. So let's see this extensive thread. One post of a TikTok where she says she was traumatized at 19. Why do you think that's about Jimmy, Keemstar? Allegedly complaining about Mr. Beast fans. This is her most popular TikTok period with over 6.5 million views and was posted last year. And then Drama Alert goes on to give one more example. And that's the end of the thread. So see her most popular TikTok seems to be alluding to her relationship with Mr. Beast. And then she has hundreds of more TikToks where she never even tried to recreate the success of that first TikTok, right? Like if I'm her social media manager, I'm telling her, hey, post about Jimmy Moore. And she obviously knows that if she did that, she would get more views, and yet she doesn't do it. Hundreds of TikToks, about 30 of them are about Taylor Swift, maybe 3 are about her ex-boyfriend of 2.5 years, which for a Swiftie, it's extremely low to post only 3 times about your ex-boyfriend who's now incredibly famous. So if she was clout chasing, she's doing a horrible job at it. Now, Drama Alert, on the other hand, has posted more times in the past month about Maddie Spadel than Maddie Spadel has ever posted about Mr. Beast.
I'm glad that Dawson is being really respectful of Maddie. I just really appreciate that in this video. And for all the people who are saying that she's clout chasing, I just want to say that it's okay for people to speak up about their real experiences of their life. Just because you're dating someone who has money or who is rich or well off does not mean that you don't have a voice and your voice doesn't matter.
I want to address that because I think Mr. Beast knows Maddie has nukes against him and he's trying to discredit her. So let's look at this leaked email. This is from Mr. Beast. It says, yesterday Dawson saved 100 billion. Whoa, guys, whoa. Oh, guys, I don't know how that got there. That was the wrong email. I don't know how that got there. Yeah, so I've actually heard from pretty credible people that this email was not leaked. So, why lie about it? Devious or deceptive tendencies. Here he is quoted in that Rolling Stone article saying, I'm great at lying. But I want to focus in on this part where they say, therefore, along with Jeff Hausenbold, our new president and COO, we will be hiring a new chief human resource officer, chief financial officer, interesting, and general counsel, along with other roles to add capacity and competencies to foster a better internal culture as we continue to grow.
If replacing your mom's jobs with hiring new people is the first step to making your company less toxic, then where do you think this company culture is coming from? Just keeping it in the family of Jimmy, James, and Sue.
In an initiative to foster a better internal culture is Jeff Hausenbold. But what's ironic about this is that Jeff Hausenbold has been in the news previously for the internal culture that he helped create as managing partner at the SoftBank Vision Fund. Here's New York Post. Nasty executives shaped macho culture at SoftBank Vision Fund. And here's Bloomberg Business Week. SoftBank Vision Fund employees depict a culture of recklessness. It has also been described as an environment of sycophancy and harassment. So seemingly all the problems that people have with Mr. Beast's internal culture. But this Bloomberg article also goes to call Jeff out by name. Jeff Hausenbold collects cars, including a blue Ferrari, and claims to own a $20,000 wine cellar, although he doesn't drink himself. Acquaintances describe him as smart and arrogant and almost entirely lacking in self-awareness. He's also gotten away with some questionable behavior. In a discussion about whether to invest in the stationary bike startup Peloton in 2017, according to 2 people who were in the meeting, Hausenbold opined that its exercise equipment appealed in part to men who masturbated to its workout videos.
Why would he say that at a meeting with people in the room? Projection much? I think he's tattling on himself. Or this is the reason ladies don't be feeling comfortable at the gym.
Dude, I want to jerk off! Fuck! I want to jerk off! Look at me!
SoftBank denied the claims, but it's an oddly specific thing for two people to make up a story about masturbating to Peloton workout videos. So yeah, maybe I don't see the vision with hiring this guy as the new president. Also, this is just what I can share right now. I do have more information that I'm trying to get out. Trying to get permission from the victims and everything. Also trying to save some things for when Mr. Beast responds. So anyway, yeah, thanks for watching.
All right, that's the end of the video. A lot more stories are coming. And a big thanks to everyone who's been reaching out to me with their stories. Thank you for trusting me. And to anyone who may be thinking about reaching out, my DMs are open on every platform. All right, I'll continue to keep you guys updated. Thanks again. Bye.
Hi, it's early afternoon. It's a good time for a banger in the mouth.
Nice. Cold open. Love it.
Hello, friends, and welcome to another video. This week, we're gonna be eating at every Gordon Ramsay restaurant on the Vegas Strip. One idiot sandwich to go, please. Thanks to Shopify for sponsoring a portion of this video. Gordon Ramsay, the man, the myth, the absolute foul-mouthed legend. I'm sure most of you guys know him at the very least as that one really angry celebrity chef. What are you?
An idiot sandwich.
And it's true that Gordon Ramsay has made a name for himself, not just with his food, his Michelin stars, or with his many restaurants around the world, but with the numerous TV shows that he's produced and starred in, where he famously screams, berates, and yells bloody murder at stubborn restaurant owners and hopeful executive chefs who have potentially misplaced the lamb sauce.
Where's the lamb sauce?
Come on, lamb.
Where's the lamb sauce?
And as some of you guys may know, Tyler and I are pretty big fans of the Food Network. And to caveat, because most of Gordon's shows aren't on the Food Network specifically, celebrity chefs, food competition shows, and as we always say, any show where Gordon Ramsay yells at people.
Listen, 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 listen. Go, 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 go. Get out!
Not only do I enjoy getting to watch really good food getting cooked, I also love a good kitchen clean out, restaurant makeover, and some interpersonal drama thrown in.
Meeting you two for the first time, you are both fucking nuts.
I know. So a little while ago, while we were doing a kind of crazy thing and speedrunning staying at every single hotel on the Las Vegas Strip, we also took on another kind of monumental task and attempted to eat at every celebrity chef restaurant on the Strip. Because in sort of the same way that different famous performers have Vegas residencies, a lot of high-profile celebrity chefs have their own signature Vegas restaurants. But unfortunately in that video, we had to limit ourselves to one restaurant per chef to make it even remotely doable. So some stones were left unturned, specifically with our friend Mr. Ramsay.
Putting the sin in cuisine.
What? As he actually had the most restaurants on the Vegas Strip of any chef on our list. And jokingly in that video, I said that going to all of his restaurants was probably a video in and of itself. So here we are, ready to finally tackle every Gordon Ramsay restaurant on the Strip, to get a little taste of what he's serving up, give you the honest scoop about each and every one, and let you know who is the Ramsayest of them all. All right, let's go. Okay, so some background. Gordon Ramsay got his culinary start under the tutelage of the legendary Marco Pierre White, aka Olive Oil Guy.
Little olive oil. Bit of olive oil. I'll finish off with olive oil.
And after a lot of training and at least one stint on a boat, Gordon ended up as the head chef of the high-profile French restaurant Aubergine in London in the 90s, where he was already known as a really good chef, but kinda crazy. And when he left Aubergine after a dispute with the owners in 1998, Channel 4 in Britain chronicled his journey of opening his own restaurant with the series Boiling Point, which was the first time he was exposed to a large TV audience.
Once again, they swallow their pride and prepare to get Ramsay'd.
Henry, can you shut the fuck up?
Where he also left the impression of really good chef, but kind of crazy.
I don't give a fuck. Do you understand? Go, you. Why aren't you wiping the plates? Why aren't you wiping the plates?
After the success of his restaurant and the eventual winning of a third Michelin star, he was able to rapidly expand his restaurant empire, opening restaurants in the UK, Tokyo, Dubai, and New York, and he was also able to rapidly expand his media presence, with UK TV shows like Kitchen Nightmares and Hell's Kitchen, which then launched US versions soon afterwards.
The hell is that? It's like a fucking flip-flop.
I sort of credit Gordon's initial success as a media personality in the States to the mean Brit phenomenon in US TV in the mid-aughts. For some reason, we just really loved seeing British people yell at us.
What are you waiting for, a fucking hot chocolate?
F off.
And don't get me wrong, Gordon Ramsay is really mean. He does seem to relish a good curse out.
When you just politely tell someone to go and f themselves, it feels really therapeutic.
And he does love a good biting insult.
That's their wedding soup?
That's to get him in the mood to get married.
Jesus, I'd rather get divorced.
Oh my God.
But I think part of the reason that Gordon's been able
5
to
more
maintain
minutes.
his popularity for
5
so many
more
years
minutes and
is
I can
because
eat.
it does seem like
I'm
he
very hungry
screams
now.
because he cares. Like
Very
underneath
hungry.
all those insults, he really wants to see you succeed,
very
to
hungry,
learn to
help
become
me.
a better chef.
Frank, it's absolutely delicious.
Or to turn your business around.
You are a talented man. You've just forgotten how talented you are.
Unless you've undercooked something, in which case, get the f out.
It's fucking raw. It's still walking. Look at it.
Get the f out.
And in recent years, he's also established a really prolific digital presence
How long were these wings cooked for?
Uh-oh, I knew that this was gonna happen.
on YouTube and on TikTok. So you too could potentially get berated by Ramsay for your poor culinary skills if you post something vile enough.
Oh, hold on. Now you look like you're frying a freaking diaper.
All in all, over the last 25 years, Gordon starred in over 20 different TV shows and currently operates over 75 restaurants around the world, with 6 of them being right here on the Vegas Strip.
Hell yeah, putting this in a cuisine. I get it now.
And the first one we're going to be visiting is his iconic Hell's Kitchen restaurant at Caesar's Palace, which is actually the 5th restaurant he opened on the Strip in 2018.
We're back, baby. Try to get rid of us? Can't. Came right back.
Now, this restaurant is actually in its own freestanding structure next to the front entrance of Caesar's Palace.
There he is. Send me to hell, Gordon.
And inside, it's meant to be a replica of the set where they filmed Gordon's Hell's Kitchen show, which is a cook-off elimination show where chefs compete to become the head chef of a restaurant.
This is how I want Hell's Kitchen to run every single night. Can you do that? Yes, sir.
So it's perfectly set up for fan service, and also serves up a hearty dose of some of Gordon's signature hell branding, with flames everywhere, pitchforks on the ceiling,
We're right under the pitchforks this time.
Ready to be skewered.
and many TVs playing clips from Hell's Kitchen on repeat.
I love the just non-stop Gordon Ramsay content.
And the cuisine seems to be kind of general fine dining with a few signature Gordon dishes thrown in.
All right, so same as last time, right?
Yes.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Actually, kind of.
Now, we did hit up Hell's Kitchen in our first celebrity chef video, but I figured we needed to make sure it was in this video, and we could also see if they've changed anything in the year and a half since we went last time.
This is the control.
This is the control restaurant.
We started off our meal with the Notes from Gordon drink, which comes with a little barb, supposedly from the man himself.
Starting off our Vegas trip with an insult.
The drink was not bad, kind of on the citrusy side.
Pretty good. It's kind of like a spiked grape lemonade.
But I thought the insult was a little tame.
Your chicken is so rubbery, Goodyear called and asked for the recipe. Gordon Ramsay.
Gordon, I don't have any chicken.
It's your chicken. We're the only chicken here. It's yours.
I was just looking to be berated a little bit more.
Listen to me, you face. Come here, I said.
And interestingly, Gordon may have played himself, as we did get a side of chicken with our beet salad.
Is this the rubbery chicken, Gordon? It's yours.
This is your chicken.
Which wasn't rubbery necessarily, but was very plain, cold, and unincorporated. So this was the only chicken on the table being judged. Besides that, the beet salad itself was better than the chicken, as it was accompanied by some goat cheese and a little stash of pistachios.
Did I lose my nut?
Oh, literally, yeah.
And though the flavor was very beet forward, it was also very fresh and wet tasting.
I tried to take a cute, like, selfie bite, and I ended up going like this. That was a huge beat.
As for what else we ordered, we did get a few new items, like the butternut squash soup, which had a vaguely curryish flavor and also a secret treasure trove of apples in the middle, as well as the baked macaroni and cheese, which was very Gouda-y and good. We did, however, once again, order the pan-seared scallops.
Noticeably absent? Peas.
Last time we got this dish, it came with a lot of peas and pea puree, but they were thankfully gone this time around.
It's a lot better. It's not bitter anymore. It's kind of smoky and rich.
And the peas were replaced with bacon and what seemed like a potato puree.
Like a restaurant saved by Gordon, this dish was saved by Gordon.
Very improved.
Yeah.
And then we did, of course, have to get the beef Wellington again, which is Gordon's absolute signature dish.
My version is a lot lighter and sexier. Look at it.
I'm ready to die and go to heaven.
This is a traditional British dish made with a filet steak covered in a mushroom paste and then wrapped in puff pastry and baked.
It's even better the second time around.
This may not be everyone's kind of dish, but I do think that Gordon's version is a really good version of a Wellington.
Once again, it's the mushrooms that's my favorite part.
Oh yeah. Thankfully, Tyler is a big meat pie type of guy, so he loves it. Steak, pastry, and all.
It's 2 luscious butt cheeks.
Or is it one butt cheek cut in half?
Either way is great.
And we figured that since Gordon serves the beef Wellington at many of his restaurants, with some variations in price, we should try one everywhere he serves it and see what the differences are. So this is the Wellington test.
I am just a vessel through which the Wellington passes.
You are, though. We'll see how long the love affair lasts.
And then we did also get a sticky toffee pudding, which is also one of Gordon's signature dishes.
It's just so damn good. Wow.
Still got it?
Still got it.
Apparently, this recipe is based on his mom's recipe, and it's warm and moist with a sweet butterscotch flavor and paired with some cold ice cream.
It's everything and everywhere all at once.
Yeah, it is. Literally, it is.
This time they used speculoos ice cream, which has a bit of a gingerbread flavor.
You're going too fast.
What?
You're going too fast for the bites.
What?
You're an STP hog right now.
Sorry, what?
And even though I don't usually like super sweet desserts, I think this one is a real showstopper.
All right, I have a surprise for you. I have my own spoon.
Yes, spoon.
Back off.
Now, Gordon also offers the sticky toffee pudding in a few different formats across his different restaurants, so we are also going to test those out as we go along to see what is the best delivery method for the STP. So this is the sticky toffee pudding test.
This is an investigative channel, people.
This is science.
This is journalism.
Now, all in all, I would say Hell's Kitchen is a very solid restaurant. I wouldn't say the food was mind-blowing, but it was very good across the board. So I think it would leave any Gordon fan satisfied and smiling, especially if you picked up a sticky toffee pudding or one of Gordon's signature chef jackets.
Raw shirt?
Okay, so Gordon actually has a lot of really great merch at his different restaurants, but after looking online to see if I could get some of the stuff after the fact,
I think that was kind of cute, actually.
I don't think he has an official merch storefront, which I'm kind of disappointed by. It seems like Gordon could use some help from our sponsor of this video, Shopify. Now, if you don't know, Shopify is a commerce platform that lets you super easily build and run your own online store. I'm sure you guys have at least interacted with a Shopify site before, as Shopify hosts millions of online stores across 170 different countries. And since Gordon doesn't have one, I'll show you mine. Yes, our merch site Fiendish Behavior is of course hosted by Shopify, which you can check out if you'd like. And regardless of whether you have experience or are completely new to starting your own business, Shopify is really easy and intuitive to use. With a drag and drop store editor, a back office that lets you oversee all of your sales and operations, and it also seamlessly integrates with all major social media platforms, allowing you to sell your products on YouTube, Instagram, Pinterest, and more. Shopify also allows you to easily expand your online shop into the real world, offering POS systems for brick and mortar stores and pop-up events, and they also offer a new Shopify Magic AI tool that has a whole suite of features that can help you write better product descriptions and elevate email effectiveness. So if you've always dreamed of opening your own small business, take this as your sign to make the plunge and get your free trial today by scanning the QR code on screen or by going to shopify.com/Sophia. And as for Gordon, he's missing out, man, because I feel like there's a fair amount of demand for shirts like this one.
Got it.
Target acquired.
Snagged it.
All right, so the next restaurant on our list was Gordon Ramsay Fish and Chips over at the Link Promenade.
Eject the fish and chips right out of us?
Now, this is the fourth restaurant that Gordon opened on the Strip back in 2016. I don't think fish and chips were ever a particular signature of Gordon's, but he is British, and fish and chips are a quintessential British dish.
British food is so bad, cheeky fucker.
So this is a total branding play, and that plays into the decor and ambiance of the place entirely, as the entire place is red, white, and blue, with Union Jacks everywhere, and the front door is styled as one of those classic British phone booths. It's meant to be a kind of grab-and-go place, but there is some limited seating inside, as well as sort of bar-style seating on the outdoor patio. And we were able to grab one single seat.
So we're gonna take turns.
Filming spot, eating spot.
Now, just to be upfront with you guys, neither Tyler nor I had ever had fish and chips before.
Douse with some lemon. You want some lemon too, right? We're going.
Yeah, you can put lemon on the whole thing.
Lemon all over the place.
You can put lemon on all of it.
So apologies if we don't follow appropriate fish and chips protocol here.
Shall you just grab like I was going to say a thigh, but that's not what fish have.
A battered thigh.
We started off with a classic box, which is 3 pieces of fried cod, and honestly, this was super good.
I feel like I might have been missing out on something actually.
Yeah?
It's so tender, and soft, and crunchy, and flaky. I kind of like it.
It had enough structure that it didn't immediately fall apart, but it did kind of melt in your mouth.
That's very good.
Yeah.
That's just fried substance.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's almost like a mozzarella stick.
It is kind of like a very large, hunky.
My food is
The batter
coming.
was nice and airy as well, kind of like cod tempura.
It's interesting how it just like falls apart.
Yeah.
There's very little chewing involved at all.
Slides down the gullet.
Slides being the operative word.
We did also get a box with 3 battered bangers.
Hi, it's early afternoon. It's a good time for a banger in the mouth.
Nice.
AKA British sausages.
Would you call it a sausage party? Maybe not. Never mind.
When it comes to me and Gordon, it's always a sausage party.
Which were also pretty good and vaguely spiced.
It's actually a pretty flavorful banger. Yeah.
But since the batter on them was a little thicker, they weren't quite as light tasting as the fish. I did also try out a crispy shrimp, which I liked a lot, but maybe because it was an ideal vehicle for the sauce.
And the curry sauce is just Gordon's kiss.
Chef Ramsay's kiss.
We did try out our fish with some malt vinegar, which is I think the traditional sauce for fish and chips, and it was tasty, but we really liked Gordon's tangy sriracha aioli, and especially the cuminy curry sauce the best.
The fries are basically just curry sauce delivery devices.
Now, we really enjoyed Gordon's fish and chips, and we would definitely come back here for the fish specifically.
Oh, it's gone.
Couple months fly.
Sorry, who?
And it did seem to be a really popular spot.
There's also a rotating cast of characters moving behind you.
Yeah.
Gordon's Fish and Chips is busy right now.
Yeah.
There is a chance that these fish and chips are kind of Americanized, and I think for the Vegas Strip, the prices were kind of par for the course, as everything is always more expensive on the Strip. But I think in England, it's supposed to be a cheaper dish. So you're paying for novelty, name, and location. Now, the only thing that we forgot to mention was that they do have a sticky toffee item here, the sticky toffee shake to be exact.
All right, so they're cleaning the sticky toffee shake machine right now. So it's going to be about an hour before they're ready to give us our sticky toffee shake.
Yes.
So we're going to come back.
And once we finally got our hands on it, fish and chips was popping off, so we had to head somewhere else for our taste test.
All right, so we hightailed it to the Flamingo Garden. Actually pretty close to our brick. We have some room. We're surrounded by birds. I love it.
And I would say, like a flamingo in heat, this thing was super aggressive.
I think I just passed away.
As it contained all of the flavor of the sticky toffee pudding, but almost like in a distilled liquid form.
So it's like all toffee caramel butterscotch flavor and none of the cake to ground it. It's literally like have a faceful of this.
I found it to be both pleasurable but overwhelming.
It's untethered. It's unrestrained.
Tyler, on the other hand, chugged it.
It's literally all over your face. Leave me some, you fiend.
Oh, yeah.
But we'll do our definitive sticky toffee ranking at the end of the video.
Our brick is over there. Oh my god, literally, why are you inhaling it?
So the next restaurant on our list was Gordon Ramsay Burger, located right at the main entrance of the Planet Hollywood. And heads up, there are no reservations at this restaurant, and it almost always has a pretty significant line.
Okay, we thought coming in an off hour would increase our chances of a short line. It is crazy right now.
It has not increased our chances of a short line.
It is crazy right now at Gordon Ramsay Burger.
So while we're waiting in line, let me tell you about it. This is the 3rd restaurant that Gordon opened on the Strip back in 2012. Apparently, it was originally called Burger for Gordon Ramsay, but he quickly abandoned that idea. And though I wouldn't say burgers are a staple of Gordon's signature cuisine, if anything, they're kind of American-coded, he does seem to be known for at least critiquing them.
Bloody hell, I mean, that's what I call a burger. Yeah, I'd give that 9 out of 10.
Maybe he just really likes burgers.
That line went way faster than I thought it would.
Efficient line.
Yeah, I thought we were going to be there for like 45 minutes. We were there for like 15 minutes tops.
And the restaurant itself has an interesting ambiance. There's a giant flame installation on one side, and the other side is just straight open to the casino, like there isn't a wall. And there's an ominous Gordon portrait looming in the corner. Now, as an intended appetizer, we got the Bloody Mary dog.
Oh my god. That's like 8 times larger than I was expecting.
Costco hot dog ooh?
Yeah, just dwarfs the Costco.
To be fair, the Costco hot dog is $1.50, but this thing was still way bigger than we thought it was going to be.
That feels a little inappropriate.
And interestingly, for a high-end dog, they did not try and hide that classic hot dog taste.
The whole wiener.
That's a hell of a wiener.
As it really led with a nice grilled wiener flavor, and the relish and crispy onions complemented but did not overpower.
Nearly impossible to eat, but the sausage tastes pretty good.
So against all odds, we decided we really liked this thing.
It's one of those things where it's orient then stuff.
Right.
You get the full bite. You gotta
Swivel.
Position and you gotta stuff everything in around.
Oh my god. Oh my word.
So we got a burger each, which were both visually intimidating.
So if you were worried that the burger was gonna be really large as the hot dog was.
It is.
Tyler got the 24-hour burger, which was packed with meat.
All right, we've entered the danger zone. The toothpick is out. Oh my god, flatten it. Oh my god, the juices.
As there was beef, braised short rib, and brown sugar bacon on it.
That's a lot of meat. That's a lot of flavorful, savory, salted meat.
There were some pickled onions in there that occasionally shone through, but it wasn't quite enough to take down the meat extravaganza.
Served it with a veggie.
I see them on there.
I can't feel them on my mouth though.
I got the Hell's Kitchen burger, which I did order because it seemed themed around Gordon himself.
Before I show you, I will admit, I'm a sociopath. I like my burgers well done, okay?
But I ended up liking it on its own merits.
I like the copious amounts of avocado.
It had some southwestern flavors with jalapenos, avocado, some crema type of thingy, and I would call that tomato fire roasted.
It is already falling apart, but the flavor is awesome.
It was definitely my kind of burger.
Is this Bobby Flay's Mason Grill?
Bobby Flay, Gordon's best friend.
There was also another sticky toffee item here as well, the sticky toffee ice cream sandwich. And at first I was a little panicked because it looked really sticky.
It's so shiny.
But we quickly figured out that the cookie part of the ice cream sandwich was soft, cakey pudding and not even firm enough to be picked up.
I'm having a visceral reaction here.
But that aside, I thought this was very good.
Amazing.
The sticky toffee flavors did have that show-stopping butterscotch impact, but they were kind of tempered by the cold brown butter ice cream.
The ice cream ratio is potentially better. I like this one a lot.
Overall, I thought Gordon Ramsay burger was pretty fun. It does seem like he's kind of doing the most with the items, so he's throwing a lot of flavors at you, but there were some standout dishes. And apparently they're opening another Gordon Ramsay burger at the Flamingo this summer. So hopefully that can siphon away some of the line. Sorry, I mean Q. So our next stop on our list was Ramsay's Kitchen at Harrah's. Ramsay's Kitchen is actually Gordon's most recent opening on the Strip, as he opened it in late 2022. And I kind of like the implication here that this is Ramsay's Kitchen not in hell.
It's not Hell's Kitchen. It's a kitchen.
Much more inviting tone.
It's kind of hidden away inside of Harrah's, near the casino floor, but in a corner so you kind of stumble upon it.
We came upon it so suddenly.
Yeah.
It's tucked away back here. An intimate setting in which to enjoy your Wellington.
And it's kind of an unexpected gem. Like from the outside, it looks nice, but all that's visible is the bar. But then as you enter, the restaurant is way bigger than it looks. Like there are multiple large, cozy, brass-laden dining rooms, and it's kind of beautiful.
It's kind of like a very elegant Cheesecake Factory aesthetic.
Yes.
It's a bit more Art Deco and refined than the Cheesecake Factory, but there is a lot of bronze.
We're sitting underneath a coaster art piece of Gordon.
Yes.
He's looming, but from my angle, he looks like circles.
Ramsay's Kitchen is supposed to be casually refined dining, inspired by Gordon's travels across the world. I don't really see the international aspect come through that much, but there were some interesting dishes.
Little cheese pool action.
Cheese pool. Oh, that's a good pull.
The flatbread is breaking.
Like the blue cheese and roasted grape flatbread.
You gotta just
A depart. Pretty good.
It's very comforting. The chicken, very tender.
The
Bada bing, bada boom. There's
bada bing, bada
this
boom.
fascinating little town. They call it Little Japan. It's a gated community, but it kind of functions like a gated neighborhood. Each house inside is identical. They're made of concrete, surrounded by pine trees. You can see parts of a river peeking through the woods. But more importantly, beyond that, you can see this massive gate peeking through the tree line. It's more like a wall. It's unclear if they're keeping someone out or keeping everybody in. There's patches of garden where there's these bright flowers that are blooming. I mean, it's like a mini paradise. The buildings, the houses, they each have several rooms. There's even a gathering building for everyone in the neighborhood to hang out in. All the residents, if they want to get together, they have an entire building dedicated for dining, meeting. They have a movie theater, a massive sauna house, a library. Each house is equipped with massive, beautiful chandeliers in every single room, heated floors, and each house has almost the same identical pieces of artwork hanging in every single room. They're completely isolated away from the rest of the world. They have everything they need inside this gated neighborhood. There's dedicated buildings for staff members on the outskirts of this neighborhood. They have a team of housekeepers for the families within the gates. They do the laundry, they make the beds, they clean the entire house for all the houses in here. There's private chefs, private chauffeurs lined up waiting in like a fleet of Mercedes-Benzes. There's private tutors, private teachers for the children within the gates. They have an electrician full-time, just making sure the backup generator is on in case the power goes out.
How many houses?
9 families. That's it. On staff, they also have a nurse, a doctor, a nursery teacher for any young children that might be born within the 9 families. There's helpers tending to every single whim. Everyone in that community has a purpose, which is to serve the 9 families that live within